comfortable is boring to me. And I'm not arrogant, I'm self-assured. I know when I walk onto a set, I know what I'm doing. I don't need validations of executives. I'm willing to walk in with my show reel and show people the work that I've done. I'm willing to take auditions. I'm willing to do the work. I don't carry the baggage of my success in another country when I walk into another country. I don't have an arrogant nature like that. I don't have an ego that operates before my job. I'm very professional. If you talk to people who know me, I'm kind of known for my professionalism. And I take pride in it. My father was in the military and he taught me the value of discipline. He taught me the value of not taking for granted what you have been given. I feel very, very blessed every single day for the life that I have been able to build. And I know I have worked hard every single day, put my head down, dodged the bullets and just focused on my job. And you look back and you realize that you created a legacy for yourself and didn't waste your time on anything else. I think that for a long time, young people, and I'm starting to see through this because I came from India and I know that definitely the ethos of the harder you work, the more successful you will be. The more run down to the ground you are, the more you deserve where you're supposed to get. The higher you will go is because of the harder you will work, like burn the candle on both ends. It was romanticized during my 20s. I didn't take my first holiday till at least 10 years into working. I was just like, I'm going to do like 5 movies a year. I'm going to work the hardest. I don't need to sleep. I don't need to eat. Till I was in the hospital for 10 days because, the human body needs that. We need to sleep. We need to eat. We need to rest to be able to create. But I think our culture and our society also needs to talk a little bit about mental health. We need to talk more and normalize the fact that the brain is an organ just like everything else in your body. Your tummy hurts, you call the doctor and you're like, oh my gosh, I have a tummy ache, like what should I do? But no one thinks about what's happening in our minds when our mind is what controls literally everything we do. We have to give ourselves and forgive ourselves sometimes for not being able to keep up. We have to take the time to say, I'm sorry, I need a moment. And it has to be okay in the workspace too, which is not to be an excuse to get out of work. Because I'm a hard worker. I've been working in the entertainment industry for now 22 years. And I have done about almost 70 plus features. I've done 2 TV shows. But when I first did Citadel, it was the first time in my career that I had pay parity with my male co-actor. The first time in 22 years. And I wonder did that happen because the very few female decision makers in Hollywood was the one that I had a contract with. I wonder if would that have been a different conversation if a woman didn't helm that decision. And I've done many movies in which I've been co-leads with my co-actors, but like the ease with which Amazon Studios said, that's what you deserve, you are co-leads and that's just fair. And I was like, you're right, it is fair. It's the first time I've heard that in like 20 years. And so I want to talk about, we're talking about International Women's Day, we're talking about International History Month. There are so many challenges that women, I'm laughing about this, but it's kind of nuts. I put in the same amount of service time, I put in the same amount of investment and work, but I get paid much less. So I want to talk a little bit about issues that women have in entertainment, the glass ceilings that we have to work much harder to break, whether it's something as real as your salary, whether it's something as real as decision making, having women in front of the camera but behind the camera in high positions. That's when that change happens. That's when someone says that that's not right, they're co-leads, they should be paid the same, they should be treated the same. This earlier, but for such a long time there have been such few opportunities for women, right? There's like the 2 jobs for a woman to succeed in, or the two roles when it comes to my profession, or if you look at women in most professions, you'll see fewer women in higher positions. As you go higher, the women suddenly start becoming less and less. So I think for such a long time, we've had that as soon as women come into a position of power, there's so much pressure that you're feeling to say the right thing, to be, like you said, the smartest in the room, to like have the wittiest answer, or to have the smartest idea. And that pressure is so much more on a female because she's the only one there. So I think when we talk about turning around, and I'd heard someone say this, that every time a woman takes a step forward, or anyone takes a step forward, turn around and pull someone else up with you. And I think just to practice that every day will create the kind of space that you're talking about, and give us the opportunity. Like when we talk about equality is not about being the same physiologically as a man. We're different, men, women, and everyone in between. We are unique as individuals. What we're talking about is to be able to have opportunity, equality of opportunity, to be able to have the doors open for us the way they did for guys, to be able to have the freedom of speech, and to be able to have the freedom and not feel the pressure of being the one that has to decide the work-life balance. Women deal with a lot more of that pressure of how the family is, and the kids, and the home, and than the men do. And I've seen I had working parents, and I saw my mom and dad navigate this when I was very young, and I'm very grateful. I have an incredibly supportive partner who is a wind beneath my wings, and we both balance each other's lives and careers because both are important to us. But that's not everyone's reality. So being able to take away the pressure from women when they're put into positions, being able to amplify their voices, and take away the power from, you will fail, and if you fail, it's a failure for everyone. It's not. Let's take one step at a time. Let's all succeed together. Let's create opportunities for each other. Let's be proud of each other. Let's do business with each other. Let's not be jealous. Let's not be, the age-old ideologies that kind of divided people. It was just to take away the power. And now we're seeing, in my industry, it gives me so much joy to see so much female on female support. Like a woman coming into a room and saying, no, that requires equality. And me working with so many female actors who didn't have leading roles written for them and decided to become producers or writers and do it themselves. There's an empowerment, and now we're partnering together and making movies together. We're like, okay, we're just going to do it ourselves. And there's such a beauty when I look back. It's so much fun to be able to, be aware of other people, their time, and to have a certain discipline and to show up for work. But I know when I tell my team, I'm not available after 7 o'clock today. I won't be, because I need to have time for my family. I want to tell jokes. I want to order silly food. I want to watch a movie. I want to, talk to my mom. I want to do stuff that fulfills my soul. And don't get me wrong, I did not know this in the 20s, okay? In my 20s, I did not know this. This is definitely, as I've gotten older, I've understood it and value it a lot more, because I know I come back better to work when I have taken time for myself and my family to nourish my soul. It is such a crucial part of our jobs, for us and for the people that we work with, as employees, as employers, to remember that as much as we need to show up and we need our people to show up, we also need to give them rest and take rest ourselves. About 10 years ago, or 12 now, I was turning 30, and my mom sat me down. My mom is an OBGYN. She's been a working person all her life, and she sat me down when I turned 30, and she said, "You're too old for the business, I think." And I said, "What do you know about the business? You're a doctor." She was like, "That's what I hear. That's what I hear." I was like, "Okay, what do you hear in your practice?" And she goes, "I hear that in the movie business, the guys want to work with younger girls. So once you're 30, you're going to start getting too old for them. You're going to have another avenue for revenue." And I was like, "What? In my ripe old age of 30, I'm getting out. I'm like, but she put a seed in my head. And I think it did come from her generation being told that 30 is too old. And, you know, in the business of vanity, our entertainment, and the equity that is put on how a woman should look, and not just women, actors or talent should look and be able to, you know, be ageless and kind of, you know, walk through glass and kind of never have the natural, never have the natural process of life ever affect you, because, you know, you're an actor. Why should the same rules apply? But when she did say that to me at 30, I kind of thought about it, and I was like, I've been in the business of entertainment for 10 years. I know what production is like. I mean, I had never done it, but I'd been on many film sets. I'm the kind of person that will sit on set and not go back to the trailer once I come to set. I love sitting on set. I love hearing why decisions are being made. I never went to film school. My film school has been my career and the filmmakers that I worked with. And so I decided to start a small production company. My career started pivoting towards working in America. For those of you who know, you know, but for those you don't, I had a music career for like 2 seconds. And I was coming to America and, you know, doing music and wanting to be a rock star, and quickly realized that my day job was better for me. But while I was doing that, I started making movies, and my mother named my company Purple Pebble because purple is the color of royalty in India, and she thinks I'm a queen. And Pebble because, you know, we're a small company, and, you know, we wanted to be the shoulders for other people. The hand that rocks the cradle, the procreator, the mother of tomorrow, a woman shapes the destiny of civilization. Such is the tragic irony of fate that a beautiful creation such as a girl child is today one of the gravest concerns facing humanity. Girls have the power to change the world. It is a fact, and yet today girls are more likely than boys never to set foot in a classroom, despite of all the efforts and progress made over the last 2 decades. I'm just going to give you a stat, more than 15 million girls of primary school age will never learn how to read or write, compared to 10 million boys. Primary school, it's the beginning of our future. Over the last 11 years, I have witnessed firsthand the incredible work that UNICEF does for children around the world, especially victims and survivors of child marriage, displacement, war, sexual violence. But there is still so much work to do. And for me, that is the fuel to my fire. The reason I'm so committed to this cause, and that is where my passion stems from, because I know that a girl's education not just empowers families, but communities and economies. A result of her education, we all do better. It's just as simple as that.